Welcome to Talk to Trev, and we have the band Forsaking Fate in the house. Evening, boys.
How's it, Trev?
Evening, Trev. Evening.
I want to read something to you guys, and I think this is rather apt. Forsaking Fate is a call that will hopefully resonate with all who have been dealt the shit and unfair hand in life and refuse to just accept that. We are encouraging them to forsake that fate, whatever it may be, rise up against it and forge their own path, so to speak. Dudes.
Well, it's like with everything in life, bro. It's about like liberation of self. So, like, basically, just think for yourself. If in my opinion, I don't think that there's very many people that can find themselves in situations that they're not able to get themselves out of. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of thought and a little bit of Also, like in saying that nothing comes easy, so you got to work. You got to put the work in and get yourself going. Each of us sort of have a bit of a backstory, so that's where it comes from.
Okay, well, let's talk about that now, because I want to find out the history of Forsaking Fate. Because just off air, I was just saying now that I'm on a bit of a musical South African metal journey. I haven't been abroad for a couple of years. I missed out on what seems to be a wealth of really amazing musicians, talented artists in South Africa. And you guys, just out of the blue, through Devo, just suddenly appear. What is the history of Forsaking Fate?
Rory and I have been jamming for many years, so that's basically where it began. We had a few projects prior to this. Basically this is where we've ended up now. So we started as a 4-piece, very, very briefly, and moving into a 3-piece, which is how we kind of solidified ourselves. And having obviously recently lost our bassist from the same town that we are in. We recently met up with Alec, and he helped us out for a couple of shows, and it's been history since then.
Now, Metal Hammer and World of Metal have praised you guys, and I'll just say what Metal Hammer have had to say, because not just anybody gets in Metal Hammer. Let's be honest here. These South Africans' ominous melodies, primal growls, and blistering rhythm section place them somewhere between Pantera and Van Halen. Now, I've listened to the EP. Van Halen, I'm not so sure about that.
It was definitely an interesting one, but we'll take it.
I think it's more probably about the rhythm section, isn't it? Because the rhythm of the band is fucking phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
And just so that everybody knows, Grant is the guitar and vocals, Rory does the banging on the skins, and Alec is the bassist, right?
100%.
Okay, now who plays the keyboards? How do you replicate that live?
Basically it's all sort of programmed samples. So we basically just run a sample track concurrently with our performance.
Okay, and then the SA Metal Music Award, when was that and what was that for?
As I mentioned, we had previous projects before this, Rory and myself. The project was named Amidst the Ashes. So it was basically best newcomer for that, as far as I recall.
Okay, what year was that?
Oh, now you're testing me.
Quickly crack open another beer and think about it. Shit, has anybody actually got beer?
Yeah, I think it was the very first year that the Cymbals were running, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Like I said, not anybody gets on Metal Hammer or World of Metal, and not anybody just gets an award. So obviously you guys are doing something right. What is the album? Okay, it's just called Forsaking Fate, the EP.
Yeah, it's basically self-titled. So we just basically wanted to sort of announce our presence with it. This is us. This is Forsaking Fate. This is basically what we're about. So.
And that was 2019.
Correct. Last year. Yeah.
Last year. Okay. So what has Forsaking Fate been doing since then?
Well, since the lockdown, I know that Grant and Alec have been busy with some tracking. We've got a few surprises lined up. Can't speak too much, but there is we are doing some work behind the scenes. There's exciting stuff coming up. Just really wish that this lockdown and thing would come to an end, because really the train was, man, we were great. We were getting such great momentum. I mean, we had the beastest show in PE, Port Elizabeth in Eastern Cape. Guys, general metal scene, check it out, because it's actually quite a banging scene. We just need more bands there. Anyway, so we played a banging ass show there, a great reception, and then we were on our way to play our first show in Durban ever at Pit at the Polo, the second one, sorry, can I swear? Sorry.
Yeah, fuck, yeah, go for it.
Like as the ball started rolling, this flipping COVID hit like out of nowhere. So that sort of screwed everything up, and I got stuck. At home without, like, I've got a drum kit here, but I'm sure I'll get crucified. You know, like I played for like 5. Yeah, some dude was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up," and so I was like, "Okay, well, let me just chill on that." So I've been stuck here, but Alec and Grant have been like, yeah, they've been working, and like I say, there's like some exciting stuff coming. So yeah, you know how it is, bro. You gotta pull it electronically, bro.
When you guys record, when you did this EP, Forsaking Fate EP, did you do live drum tracking or was it programmed?
It's program tracking, eh?
Why is I finding more and more bands that I'm speaking to are doing program drums?
You know, can I take this one?
Is that the bassist wants to pipe in about the drums? Oh, watch out.
No, 100%. So part of the reason I want to take this one is before I was part of Forsaking Fate, I actually approached them to help them with the EP in terms of hooking them up with an engineer, hooking them up with artwork and everything like that. I run like a mini label, but it's not really a for-profit thing. It's more like almost like a mentorship. I've been through the whole process before with my other band, Certus, which released an album in 2016. So in terms of why do bands program drums? Because a lot of the cost locally goes into recording drums, and a lot of the time it's, despite being expensive, it's like super inferior quality, and it can actually bring down the entire mix and take what could be an insane album and just bring it down. That's just my experience. I've seen bands that have spent more recording drum on one track than I spent on albums.
Let me pitch in. We did try to record the drums live. The only thing was the engineer dude was more of like a gospel guy, so we weren't really getting that like nice clicky bass drum sound and those like big drum tones, you know what I mean? So it was, yeah, you know, like I'm sure it was a hell of a learning curve for him, because he's a very successful, like I say, like a gospel sort of producer, you know? So I think, you know, as or when we came in here, it was all like, you know, like, yeah, I think he had to go wash his face a couple of times.
I think he had to go wash his underpants more than anything else.
So we did try, but it just didn't work out, you know what I mean? And we were like, also, as Alex says, you know, before it turned into like some crazy expense, you know, we were just like, you know, we really want to get this out. And I mean, you know, I play live exactly to what the recording is, you know.
Yeah.
I've got my click in here, you know, with all the samples and everything going. So, you know what I mean? So to be honest with you, I'm not phased about it, because at the end of the day, I know when it comes down to it, if someone's like, "Hey, can you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, easy."
So basically for you then, Rory, it's about just practicing when when you're able to, besides lockdown and all the shit that comes with it. But you obviously then just practice as much as you fucking can, right?
Yeah, but you know, I think as well, I just genuinely love to play the drums, you know. I just enjoy the whole, geez, bro, you know, drums is like life, eh? Even like anything, you know, from from bongo drums, djembe drums, bro, Latin, yeah, it's crazy. I just love drums, bro. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it does help if you're in a band that plays. What is this? Is this death? No, it's not death metal. It's like groove thrash.
Yeah, I like to think of it as like a melodic groove type vibe. With a bit of thrash thrown in, so yeah.
As I said off air, like to you, Grant, is that I'm a bit of on a journey with metal, and I never realized just how much talent there was in South Africa, and I just lived in this bubble of rock, grunge, hard rock, some metal here and there, but nothing explosive. And until I started speaking to Paul Blom from VOD, and I was like, fuck, I do remember these bands, Raven's Witch and VOD from back in the day. How come the explosion hasn't been really massively worldwide? Yeah, we got Zombies Ate My Girlfriend, Volvadania, and you know, all these sort of things.
You know, in my opinion, I think it's just like a lack of exposure. You know, and not only like a lack of exposure, but also there's big cultural differences, you know what I'm saying? And like, say for instance now, when it comes down to the slam is a very niche market, you know, so like Volvadinia have almost basically by themselves created that movement, you know what I mean? And that has just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown with momentum and sort of people, you know, like especially with the South African scene, people sort of supporting them quite a bit, which is awesome. But what I feel from the, you know, the thing is, it's a lot of guys are approaching the music scene with a local sort of mindset, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Out there, and you have to play shows. It's you know, you can play your hometown 1,000 times and rock the doors off, you know, but you really have got to get out there, play the shows. You know, you've got to do the recordings. You like doing these interviews and stuff like that. It's all part of it, you know. But I think as I said, you've got to try and have a little bit of an international mindset. You know what I mean? So you've got to like think sort of in the box, but also look at what other people are doing, not basically copy them, but like take a look at what they're doing, because if they're winning, they're obviously doing something right. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
I get it. Yeah.
I also think I also think there's this mindset that the bands that do well are lucky, and a lot of people get into playing in bands not realizing that it's actually a business and you have to be able to be willing to make an investment. No one's going to just like believe in you or like your talent alone. That's not going to happen. And I think like a lot of local bands have this attitude of like, well, if they want me to play in Durban, they must pay for me to get there. Whereas like, no, if you want to play in Durban, get there and play and destroy everybody and put on a killer performance.
Yeah, that's what it's about, bro. It's not about, it's you got to put the work in. You got to be willing to like, and you know, be honest. You know, like a lot of these guys have this idea that touring's great and fun. I can tell you, sometimes it is like it'll test you to your end. You know, so there's also that. You know, so you've really got to be doing this stuff from the heart. You know.
So how do you get more people to come to the shows then?
You know, I think there's two ways to approach it, and I think both ways are good. First of all, it's, you know, if you are able to have a little bit of a street crew going, so like say for instance, if you were playing at in Durban or something, you know, and you get like 5 or 6 of the metal kids to go around to the schools and at local bars or whatever, you know, even if you get 5 or 6 people just from that advertising alone, it's better than getting nobody, you know. And then you use your social platforms, you go mad, you know, like we're lucky enough to have Dave Devo on our side as well, you know, and like I think we've made some good friends in the SA scene as well, so that also tends to help, you know what I mean?
And obviously having merchandise also helps, because you guys do your stuff through Pins and Knuckles, and anybody can go on there and get, and they don't just do you guys, they do quite a few bands, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so we're part of that Merch Matters initiative that they put together for this whole COVID-19 lockdown situation.
I want to speak to the man that does the growls and the screaming, Grant.
Yes,
how do you do that?
What, the actual screaming?
Yeah, I mean, is it is it like muscle memory kind of thing? Is it practice? What is it? Is it just natural?
It's definitely a bit of practice, hey. I'm trying to adopt a little bit of a different or a newer sort of style for me for this project. So I did a little bit of research into the guys that I sort of wanted to not necessarily sound like, but you know, get the more or less sort of techniques down. And then I think I just kind of personalized it from there somewhat. But still learning and practicing every day.
I've spoken to other bands before, Deadline being one of them, and we talked about being fit and stage ready. Is it very much the same for you guys?
Absolutely, yeah. From my point of view, definitely. I mean, obviously, you know, our music isn't that slow, so just from a playing point of view, you have to be fit, and then obviously myself doing vocals as well, it just adds to that. And Alec's also joining on the vocal side of things now as well.
Okay, cool. And then guitars, do you like your Jacksons?
Very much so, yes.
Why is that? Is it just because of the feel, or is it because of the pickups, or what is the reasoning behind Jackson? And I'm going to tag Jackson in this podcast and get an endorsement. Come on.
That'll be fantastic. It's basically just, you know, they're tough as nails. You can probably throw the thing against the wall and it'll barely go out of tune, you know. So, and yeah, basically following up with that is just build quality, you know, and feel that comes with it, you know. It just feels like butter to play, you know. And I'm quite a hard player, and yeah, it just laps that up, man. So,
Where did you learn to play guitar?
Self-taught, basically. Yeah.
Wow, jeez, okay.
Man, Grant was like wooing the chicks high school days with like Metallica, nothing else matters, friend. Flipping hell.
Oh, he's gone soft cock on us. Oh dear.
Yeah. Those were the days, man.
Yes, I was like rocking in the back like Lars, just pulling faces, bro.
You must listen to the one podcast I did with Ramon Pickover. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to it yet. He talks about being on stage and his face went all weird, and he had a face cramp for like a couple of seconds. His whole face got like all weird and distorted, and I just said, "What, like Lars Ulrich?" So there you go. It must work. Rory, what kit are you playing?
I am a Pearl man. I love Pearl. It is my favorite. Pedals, double demon drive, chain drive. Yeah, listen here, you don't beat Pearl there. And testament to that, I have got a kit from, I'm 35 now, from when I was 19. It's a Pearl Export series, and that thing has made its way through, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, about 7 different bands. And dude, like, I smack the fuck out of the drum. No, like, look at it. Really, dude, like, you must come check it out, bro. I hit those things hard, bro.
Well, so, when you guys come to Cape Town, I'll definitely try and get in and definitely come down and see you guys. Alec, what are you playing at the moment?
It's craft beer and tequila, man.
Craft beer and tequila. What, mix it together like a death charge?
No. Fuck. Have your tequila shots and fill it up with a craft beer.
Jesus, your gut must be fucking awful there. I wouldn't want to be in the fucking same room as you if you let one go, man.
No way. Gut
rot, bro. Fucking hell. Alec, okay, what rig are you playing on?
I'm playing with a T-Bird Pro by Epiphone. It's actually quite a similar shape bass to Grant's guitar, so it actually looks quite good on stage. And then I usually just use the bass rig of the house.
Okay, cool. So we got Rory that likes tequila and craft beer afterwards. Grant, what's your tipple of choice?
Yeah, depends what's going, man. Depends what kind of night it is, but I can get behind tequila and beers, bro, for sure.
See, I would have pegged you for a like a whiskey or something like that. Get those vocal cords humming.
Yeah, that's generally my go-to, actually.
Right, okay, There we go. Do you guys actually drink during shows, or is it just like water?
No, for sure. Definitely drink at shows.
I try not to do anything before we play it.
Really? Why not?
Jeez, I don't know.
You become a sloppy Joe, eh?
I either land up always playing behind the click track or in front of the click track, and I'm like super unreliable. It's like we'll spend the whole week setting up how we're gonna do the show, and then the time will come and it's like, no, Rory's had a couple of drinks before the show, so you're just gonna watch him. You don't know what's gonna happen here, bro.
So instead of 200 BPH or whatever the hell it is, you're going at 300.
Yeah, or instead of 2-4 or something like it, coming in at 7-10.
Dude, you sound like a math teacher. Fucking hell. Musicians, I don't know. I mean, I used to dabble on guitar myself a little bit, and I only recently was sort of mucking about an electronic drum kit. But as soon as I try and say to my brother, I'm trying to play this song or that song, and he goes, what's the beat count? I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Quick tip, what you do is you just work on your, almost the space between your bass drum and your snare.
Fuck, what do you mean? What does that mean? Come on, Grant and Alec, help me out here. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I know, you're speaking gibberish to me, bro.
At least it's like this. If you look at drum music, it's pretty much play what you see. It's like strings and reed instruments are like a foreign fucking concept. I looked at a harp and I was like, so they want to be operatic with strings.
You lost me at harp.
He's lost all of us, man.
Fuck, I'd love to be in a practice room with that to see how this goes down off the few tequilas. Jesus H.
Yeah, dude, you have no idea.
I can still hear him talking in the background. It's typical of a drummer, isn't it? You'll just won't shut up. You'll just keep fucking going in the background. As you stop now. What the hell is that?
It's Rory playing drums in the background.
He's given up. That's it. He's bailed out of the meeting. There we go. I'm just taking the piss, Rory. Don't worry. Don't beat me up. I'm a nice guy.
We're in Cape Town, Brian, and it's Tequila's on, man.
What's the weirdest thing you've drunk? Oh, you're still carrying on. Okay, wait. Rory, I'm speaking now. Shut up. It's my podcast. Fucking drummers. Jesus H. If it's not drummers, it's goddamn bass. But Alec, you're really quiet, which is kind of weird. It's kind of nervy. Okay, Rory, what is the weirdest shit you've ever drunk?
The weirdest shit I've ever drank, it was absinthe. And why I say the weirdest shit I've ever drank? Because it was like the most weirdest experience. Like, have you ever had absinthe?
I've had a half a bottle of absinthe with 6 Red Bull, and that was in London, and it came from Croatia, so it was the full strength stuff, and I missed it for 2 days.
Oh, dude, it was pretty much absinthe, bro. Absinthe is like snake poison, or like snake blood. It's fucking nuts. Yes, see.
Yeah, that stuff is vicious. Where did you get your stuff from?
You can imagine.
That sounds like a smoker's cough. Are you a smoker?
Yeah, the weed, bro.
Well, not on the weed. Okay, well, no, that's fine. That's legal. Fucking drummers, I tell you, I gotta love drummers. Okay, so Alec, what is the weirdest thing you've ever had happen to you on stage?
Sure. That's actually I can't even think of anything, man. Like, that took me completely by surprise.
I mean, you're a bassist. Something weird must have happened to you at some point on stage.
No, not really, eh?
Fucking hell, that is so strange for a bassist.
Sorry to disappoint.
Okay, well...
No, I said some chick flashed him his titties.
Well,
no, that didn't happen. I'm a bassist, remember?
Of course, a bassist doesn't get any.
No, dude, Alex got a secret weapon.
Oh, dear. Thank God this is not a video one. I think YouTube might ban this off the roll.
Oh, wow.
We've got less than 10 minutes. Can you believe it already?
Sure, that's
Okay,
hectic.
Grant, what is the funniest moment on stage?
Funniest moment. Sure. I don't know.
Or maybe I'm asking that to the wrong person. What is the weirdest thing that's happened to you then on stage?
Weirdest thing.
Come on, you guys can't be that boring. Rory sounds like he gets all the fucking fun. What the hell, man?
My fucking I get fucking blinded by fucking lights. I get fucking like shot fucking in the eyes with fucking sweat and shit, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you got drumsticks. You know, you got drumsticks. Those motherfuckers hurt if they're placed in the wrong orifice.
Bro, listen, yeah, I tell you what, I've hit the snare and been like head banging when I've played, and like had my head come down as my hand comes up for the next stroke, like half fucking decapitate myself on stage, you know, and like still like make it look like, yeah, I did that on purpose.
Fucking hell, so you get all the shit, basically. You get all the chicks, you get all the booze, you get everything. You get titties flashed at you, and lights in your eyes, and drumsticks close to your naught, and Grant and Alec get fucking nothing. Come on, something must have happened on stage. Come on.
Yeah, I think Rory's the weirdest thing to happen to us on stage.
Yeah, definitely. I also think they can see our significant others in the wings. Grant's wife and my fiance just hanging out.
There we go. Rory, you're not married then, obviously.
No.
There you go. That's why he has all the fun, boys. So, fellas, what's next for Forsaking Fate after lockdown has ended?
Well, yeah, we'll hopefully continue support for our EP to the sort of larger centres of the country. I mean, we only really managed to take it to Johannesburg and then to Eastern Cape set of shows. So, we went to Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and then obviously Durban for the polo. So hopefully just continue with that if and when we're able to. But in the interim, just hopefully putting some new material together. Eh?
Okay, so when can we expect to hear the new stuff?
I don't really want to commit to anything as such. But,
come on, the fans.
Hopefully some details will be revealed in the near future. guys. So
Awesome.
keep an eye on all the channels, social media, etc.
That's right. And in the description below will all be the links to your social media pages and whatever else that you guys want me to tags. Any companies you want me to tag, get Jackson involved, get an endorsement for you guys, get Pearl in.
yes.
That's the thing.
Pearl and Paiste, bro. Pearl drums and Paiste cymbals.
Cymbals. Yeah, okay. Pearl and Paiste. Okay. I'll tag those motherfuckers and hopefully we'll get something for you. And at
Fuck
the next,
yeah.
and at the next show, what we want is more titties for Rory, and we want Alec to have beer and tequila. Rory just wants tequila. Oh God, he's at it again! Fucking hell, Rory, calm down, mate. Don't worry, I've still got another 6 minutes left. And then Grant wants whiskey, so feed him whiskey when you see the Forsaking Fate live again. Alec, what's your tipple of choice, Alec?
Whiskey and craft beer.
Okay, whiskey and craft beer, people, not mixed together. This does not bode
Definitely
very well
not.
for an evening. Okay, one after the other is fine. Rory will take it any which fucking way he can get it.
Fuck yeah. Fucking party on, man. Straight up.
Okay, that's it. When you guys are coming to Cape Town, hit me up, let me know, and then I'll come down and we'll shoot the shit some more and have a couple of drinks and some tequilas, whiskeys, and whatever else, and drumsticks sideways up the arse, whatever it fucking takes. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time. And the Forsaking Fate album EP, EP is out now. You can get it. It's on Bandcamp. It's basically everywhere, and everything will be in the description below. All the links. Go and buy it, support the bands, get your asses to the merchandise store, and which is Pins and Knuckles merchandise or merch store.co.za. I'll put the links in below, and that's it, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat, and the EP is fucking unbelievable. Not just anybody gets a metal hammer, and not anybody gets a world of metal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trev. Thank you very much for having us, man. All kind words. We really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Alrighty,
Awesome.
guys. Grant, Rory, Alec, thank you very much.
Shot, bro. Have a good evening forward, bro.
Cheers, dudes.
Cheers,
Cheers,
bro.
bro.